welcome to another My Little Podcast. We are your hosts. I am Bree. I'm here with my brother Bryson.
Hello.
My father Gary.
Hello.
And my mother Shelly. Hi. Today we're going to be talking with you about the latest Weekly Peak episode, which I wish I could remember what number we're on, but I never remember.
272.
272. Look at us go, man.
Whoa.
272.
And,
That's a lot of episodes.
That's a lot of episodes.
That's a lot of weeks. If you think we do that once every week, you could calculate how long we've been in this thing.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, we've done more.
You could also
besides,
just
too.
go to the previous
Well, these
date.
weekly weeks are really, weekly peaks are really cool.
They're fun to do. Yeah.
I don't know where Peakly Weeks came out, but there you go. It's a new show.
Should we start with
Maybe
the
they're
story
peak
where how we
weeklies.
came up with the Weekly Peak since we
Peakly
keep bringing
weeks?
up the
I
thing?
don't remember.
I don't
Okay,
really
so-
remember either.
I can't remember if it was the first VidCon or the second VidCon that we went to. I think it was the first one.
Oh.
And we had one of those passes where you go and see a bunch of panels throughout the, convention. All of them were saying, oh, you got to get consistent. You got to be posting consistently. Like, that's the key.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, Mom, you were like, yes. You were like, ready. We got to do this weekly.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were coming up with what we wanted to do. And you were like, oh, what should we call it? What should we call it? And we're like, the Weekly Peak.
Oh, yeah.
As we were coming home from California, I think is where that is, in LA there.
I remember too now that we wanted it to be a peak because it was just looking in at a short glimpse of the week.
Yeah, that's true, because we had done full versions, or what we call full versions now. That's all we had done for the channel. Hadn't we? It was something like, we only did like one single subject.
Yeah, it
so-
seems like we would
Single
do
subjects.
something.
And it could be
Like
shorter.
maybe once a month we might put something out, once
Yeah.
every couple months. Yeah, we didn't do it very
It was
regularly.
very single subject based, too. There wasn't parts to anything, really. It was very...
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been punching these out many years. I mean,
That's the hope. This is, we were all constantly, hi, Jeff, what's up? Oh my goodness.
What?
Saw the cutest movie last night.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry. We'll get to these wonderful questions and comments here, but it was called Patrick. It's over there on Netflix. It was a cute movie, but it was about a pug, and oh my gosh, all the way through, I was like, I was one of those people. I am. It's so
She
funny.
was.
Yeah, I was.
I
all
can
the way
vouch
through.
for
You
this.
can vouch.
You heard all the ums and ahs.
Yes, it was a lot. More than I've ever heard in a show
So cute.
or movie. You
Nothing
did
like
so
an
adorable.
adorable movie, is there?
I'm becoming one of those dog moms I think that's just like adores pugs. I'm one of those people now. Didn't used to be.
You kind of realized, too, when you were watching, you're like, oh, that's a different dog. Oh, there it is again.
Oh, there it
You're
is
like,
again.
"Aw."
Yeah.
It was supposed to be the same dog. and
They're
they were
supposed to be the
swapping
same
it.
dog, and they kept
But
swapping.
you could tell the other one, I'm sorry, the other one wasn't quite as cute as the main one they used. But, they were close. Anyway, okay.
It was,
sorry.
yeah.
Now that we've gone down that.
Just one didn't have as much chub around the face.
And his eyes were a little further apart, which, no offense, but the other one was cuter. Okay, so
How could you tell? Doesn't one eye go off this way and the other one off this way?
you'd be surprised. I think
know-
the more pugs you look at, you're like, I can tell the difference. There's a difference here. It's subtle, but I see it.
They all look like they've been chasing parked cars. They're all flat faced.
I know. I always thought they were the ugliest dogs, man. But then you own them, and it's like they're the cutest things on planet Earth. Anyway, Mary West
super
here.
cute.
Okay, so
Oh, yes, Mary West.
Mary West has a great comment suggestion here for our outdoor swimming pool. Or what is it? A natural swimming pool. In the Weekly Peak, we had taken the first part of our task over here and dug out the pond.
Not all the way, but started on
Started, 'cause
part.
we
It's
need
not a
dirt.
pond. It's a natural.
It's a
swimming
natural,
natural
swimming
swimming
pool.
pool.
Natural swimming pool.
AKA a shrimp, a shrimp
It's
farm.
organic. An organic swim. We're actually going to use organic water.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
All natural.
Natural.
Natural. With natural fish and
GMO.
plant life.
That non-GMO. There was an ad. Non-GMO, all natural. Anyway,
Are we
Well,
going
we
to raise
have
shrimp
done-
in there?
probably
Not shrimp. It would be freshwater.
Prawns?
prawns.
Yes.
Baby prawns. Yeah.
Prawns swimming
Now
around.
we have talked about in the past. If you've been with us for a while, we originally wanted to do that as a natural swimming pool, and then we moved away from that idea, and we thought, okay, let's do an underground greenhouse, and now we're back to doing a natural swimming pool.
And next week it'll be something new.
We haven't done it yet anyway, so we
Yeah,
can
it's a
keep
big
changing
hole in
our
the ground. We'll stuff it with something.
Well, we've settled upon just a holding ground currently. Anyway, Mary West says, can you line the walls of your hole with bags of dirt, then cover them in water-friendly concrete? And just pour a concrete foundation with a drain of some sort. Would think the bags against the dirt wall like your underground studio would work. ? And I thought that was a great idea, Mary West. I think, don't we have a pool liner that we're planning on using or something?
Oh, in the pool. Yes, we've got
It's
a
actually
pool
an
liner.
old swimming pool.
Yeah.
How big a
Stand-up
pool liner
one.
is it? Is it big enough for?
Well, what we'll have to, on the deep end, we'll use a swimming pool. And then as it goes out, we'll get another liner to go for the wider part.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like
we'll
a
have
light
to
bulb
glue-
is the shape of it.
And we'll have to glue that section where the
Yeah.
pool liner ends to the actual pond liner. If we decide to do something like that.
No, it's going to be natural, so we're going to have dirt and stuff in there too, right? Clay?
Probably.
Clay at the bottoms because
yeah.
it's natural.
We'll have rocks and different things in it.
So how are we
and-
going to get that to stick to the plastic pool liner?
We don't have to figure that out yet. That's the beauty of it all. We can just dream.
It's just the hole in the
Very
ground
true.
at the moment.
We just need the general shape, and then we'll cut it out further if we want. I think we'd need it deeper. I mean, what do you think? I think we should go way
Bryson's
deeper.
over here like
Olympic
20
size?
feet,
I'm
50
thinking
feet.
6 feet at least. I want to stand at the bottom and be underwater.
I think we should
Well, then
put
it should
like
be about
a,
7 or 8 feet then.
Probably.
I think we should put like a big rock on the end. Instead of having a diving board, just put a big rock so you can jump off of it and splash.
Oh, that'd be so fun.
And I was
How about a
also
bunch of
ask
rocks?
the
We stack it
question-
up like a grotto and then water.
Yeah, I like that.
Also, I should ask the question: how well do skid steers work in sand? Because once I get further down, it gets sandy.
We need to get a sand steer.
Skid steer. Can I put sand
steer.
paddles on the skid steer?
We could. We could just screw it right into the knobs and do sand snobbers.
I have no
Nap
idea.
stoppers.
Or we get
Oh
chains
my
for it, or
gosh.
something to give it a little more.
Chains. We need chains.
I don't know.
I'm picturing Bryson.
It's 4-wheel drive, right?
It is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But I'm
I
just
say
picturing.
we can only dig it until you feel like the skidder's not going to go
If
any
the
further.
skidder won't come out, then you've gone too far.
You know, I have a bucket on there, so we can just kind of
dig
like.
yourself
I
out?
can just goop doop doop doop, just kind of back it up and
That's
use
true.
the bucket, I
This
guess, to
weekly
get out of
peek we buy-
situations. I don't know.
This weekly peak, we buy a second skid steer to rescue our first skid steer.
We're going to call that the epic fail episode.
Crane comes out, lifts it up out of the hole.
Oh my goodness.
Heavy crane.
All right, now if we remember, Garen and Ellie made a super cool set of doors out of pallets.
Those are so
And they for their what is it?
Closet
Closet
door.
Closet
doors.
doors. That's the one.
Yeah, I have that yet to do too, so I really scoped out his design.
Oh, it's so fun! All the stuff that they make. And we had a pallet-ish question here. Gammy Yancey asks, "How do you get the nails out of the pallet boards after you cut them off the pallets, or do you leave them in and just sand over them?"
Leave
Dad
them in.
is enthusiastically shaking his head yes.
Leave 'em
to
in.
the leaving
Yeah,
them in.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Or if they fall out,
They're
then
really-
they've fallen out. So
I don't know if you ever tried to pull out pallet nails, but they're like spiraled.
Yeah, a
like
little
a
hard.
screw.
If they
And so
dig
when
up
they
the
go
wood.
in, they don't come out they break most of the time,
Yeah,
and you
so-
can't even get them. That's
plus
why.
that's just more work. You're just gonna.
and that's
plus it
also
looks
why.
cool.
That's also why you see Garen cutting the pallets with a sawzall, because it's just easier just to cut the nails off than to work with trying to pull them.
And it's not like they bother anything, except the only thing we found that we have to kind of watch out for is when you're cutting the pallet, you don't want to cut into a nail. But other than that,
Well, yeah, you would want to pull the nails if you were going to put it in some kind of trimmer, or want to get your
I was thinking chop
bandsaw or chop saw.
yeah,
or,
it's
Yeah,
kinda
you'd
like-
want
you'd want
or
to
planer or something.
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah.
Yep.
But that's
So-
all based on the tools you're using.
Yeah.
So
yeah, kind of depends. Okay, so I think probably the biggest thing in our comment section this week, it was a lot of fun, the comment section this week.
What was it?
Gray Rider Outlaw, he sums it up best. Will the sun destroy the grocery bag?
yeah,
Absolutely.
Yes.
And the sun would also destroy our earth bags as well.
Earth bags would
Yeah.
also.
Earth bags
be
would
gone.
probably last a little longer than
Yeah,
Then
different
for-
But
polyamorous.
not when it's covered with dirt. Not when
Yeah.
it's cobbed or cemented over or
It
stuccoed
needs
over.
the sun. It's UV light is what breaks that stuff down. Otherwise, it goes into like a landfill and it's there until
Eternity.
the year 3030.
It
You know,
dies. I know.
Yeah, that's one of the problems with our. We know that that's one of the problems.
of our
Is,
landfills.
Yeah, having.
Is plastics
But
don't
if you
degrade.
put plastic out in the sun, they just disintegrate. But we don't do that. So.
Yeah. So
Unless
if
you live
you're-
where there is no sun.
then that would be
Yeah.
a bummer.
That's not,
No,
but
then you could just put plastic out
here,
there.
here in the desert, it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do have
Well,
sun.
I mean, and I think
our skin can also deteriorate as well via sunburn.
Yeah, sunburn, skin.
I thought the sun was just cooking us
Sun-
up. I didn't think we were
skin
disintegrating.
Yeah,
Can
more-
wilt.
more like- yeah.
melt.
A laser will disintegrate you.
I was thinking one of the biggest problems because you could double bag them, and I went out and checked on it today. It's really hard. It's like a little brick in there. It turned out really nice, but the biggest problem I think is when we would go to stucco over the top. You'd have all these lumps, and you would have to have a lot
I can
of
imagine
filler.
that being
It would
rough.
be very
Poly also
fun.
has a
Pretty
little bit
hard.
of something to stick to.
Yeah, it has that
It's a little bit
weave, that
rougher.
weave. So that this would be it wouldn't be as fun, I'm sure.
No.
But
Can imagine.
it would be
that'd
kind of fun to just do a little animal
I was
thing
thinking
or
like a
something
little
out of it.
house for the pig. Adam,
Yeah.
or something. Just something small.
I was trying to figure this out too. You look at the bags that we have, and they're woven with really small strands. The polypropylene, I think is what it is.
Yes.
And I was kind of wondering. I was looking at like the animal feed bags, and they're woven with like bigger strands. So I was thinking, wouldn't that be easier to weave a bag with a larger strand, and it would be the smaller one? So I was trying to figure out why they did the smaller ones.
That's true.
Because if you ever seen the bag weavers, they have like hundreds of the little like rolls on the side, all going into that one point.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking too, one of the things that we talk about with the earth bags is how much water is a problem for them too. But yet, that's what you would use during flooding. You would
Yeah.
use these. So it's kind of interesting.
Maybe
That's
that's
the one thing
why.
That's true.
Maybe that's why there is so many holes in it for water to get in.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta get my camera out. You gotta see the.
Oh, he's going to get it too.
You gotta
Oh,
see him.
he's looking
You
at
gotta see him. I don't know if you hear that little scrunching and scritching that's going on, but we have placed one of Bullet's toys because he just want to fetch the whole podcast. So we tossed it up there out of his reach, and he is like, he keeps looking at Bryson like,
does.
hello.
He's
Please give
it's
me
like,
my
hello?
toy.
Are you gonna get that?
No, not yet. Later. I'll do it later.
He's like, but Bryson, that was a good time. You're just sitting there talking.
You're not doing
You're
nothing.
not doing nothing. Look at it's up there. It's so simple.
I mean,
He was
sitting
using
pretty.
his paw a moment ago to like reach up and try to grab it.
And
We
his
had his
tongue.
mouth,
Did you
And
see
his
his tongue?
tongue.
His tongue too. Oh my goodness.
He actually touched it with his tongue.
He did.
I realized he could probably get it if he ran up the steps, went around,
Ooh.
and poked his head through the.
Watch out.
doesn't
He'll listen to
know.
you. He's like
It's a curtain.
taking notes over there.
Yeah, he'll
Okay. Steve Adams says, I thought you used barbed wire between the rows of bags. And you are absolutely right, Steve.
Correct.
We do use barbed wire in
Gives
started
lateral
to-
tensile strength to the walls.
Yeah, we started to use the triple prong barbed wire.
I guess 4.
Yeah, 4
Quad.
because believe it or not, it's actually cheaper to buy that, and
it is.
apparently it's stronger because there's more points that can.
Is
hook
that
into
what
the
we're
bag.
using?
You might be referring
Yeah.
to the fact that we use the mortar, and we only use the mortar because we were going from the bottles to the bag. We discovered that makes a really nice adhesive too. But bag to bag, we're going to use the barbed wire.
Yeah, it's just to hold it laterally.
Yeah, it keeps the
From
well, it gets the bags don't move in any direction since they're in a circle. It's lateral strength.
lateral,
Yeah,
like
horizontal between the two, and they can't stretch and move. When you're building walls in construction, sometimes you'll put in a brace side from corner to top. Another one would be on a fence. Sometimes you have a gate and it has that brace that goes across, so it keeps it from falling. Same similar idea concept.
that makes sense. I know too. If you're planning to do complete domes with those, where they close off the tops, you definitely want the barbed wire there. You may even want to do double in some cases.
With the wider
Not
bags.
that
for
we
us,
have any.
we're just doing-
We have
We have the thinner bags.
successful experience.
We assume that would work.
Yeah. Did
But
I
it's
mention
all
epic
in
fail
theory.
earlier? Yeah, epic fail.
That did not
Thanks
work
for
as well as we
bringing
wanted.
up
That was a painful subject.
Thanks for bringing
Thank
that
you
up.
for bringing that up.
Why don't you give me a paper cut? and
We've
pour
all got to go
lemon
back to
juice in it?
therapy. Really appreciate that. Just kidding. Okay,
You're
so
not wrong.
Ladoya Cooper asks, what is the update on the aquaponics?
Oh, the fish are still alive, which is good. I only had to take them in like once or twice during this winter, and that was when one time it snowed, which is usually unusual for us. The other time was just got way too cold for too long with no sun. As long as there's sun, it works. I have a solar heater on there, which keeps the water perfectly warm to keep the fish alive. So 2 days out of the year that were bad that I had to take them in is not bad.
No, it's good.
So, and usually it would have been all winter if I didn't have the heater on there. Yeah,
So we still have
worked
tilapia.
really well. And it was still a tilapia. And they are getting larger. Largest I've ever seen them. Ooh,
Good.
I had this brilliant way. I don't know if anyone can really do this, but shouldn't call my own idea brilliant because it's just terrible.
This is wrong.
But
It's so humble of you. I admire you for being so humble about it.
I don't know if it's brilliant. You'd probably
Bryson always
kill.
he comes just twirling, just bursting into buildings, and he's like, "I have a brilliant idea," and you're like, "Oh, we're in for it." No.
No, but I had aphids that got on my mints, and I was like, how do I get rid
this
of
was
these
a good
aphids?
idea.
Well, I just took the whole plant, just took it out, and I just dunked it under a 5-gallon bucket, and I just let it set for several. I think it would
For a full day. The
for like
next day you
several
came in,
days. Yeah,
and I looked in that bucket. The plant was perfect.
Still alive. The mint still survived. The peppermint did. I just pulled it out, put it back up there. No insects, no nothing. They're all gone because they all drowned because they can't live in that water.
That was a good idea.
It
I like
worked
that.
really well. And I was thinking, not very many plant owners can do that. People
Let's
who-
walk out to the
because-
garden and pull that plant up.
Yeah, because
stick
it's
it
in
a
the
bucket of
ground.
water.
They're not all. They can't all
Yeah.
submerge
Oh,
underwater. So I was kind of curious at how many different insects you could get rid of via that, like tomato worms, things like this. How many insects could you get rid of via just dunking the whole plant underwater for a day? And I think you really could probably do a lot that
We'll
way.
have to do some more testing this
But-
summer if there's
Yeah.
bugs.
Obviously, the plant can't live forever underwater, but it can survive a little
One
ways.
of the things I've always wanted to grow is cucumbers. But last time we did that was a few years ago, and we got overwhelmed by cucumber beetles.
Yeah, they get bad.
Those things like
bad.
destroyed us.
They ate everything.
They don't live here naturally. How often do you walk around and go, oh, look, it's a cucumber
It's a
beetle?
cucumber beetle.
But you grow some cucumbers, and man, they come out of the rock.
They were eating things that it said they wouldn't eat.
Yeah.
They were just eating.
Yeah. We had to hide all the children. It was not a pretty sight.
It is super weird. You don't even know where these things came from. Like the aphids. Who has aphids around here? No one has aphids around. So now they just show up. It's like,
They are amazing.
I kind of wonder if somehow they're like they lay eggs or something and they go dormant and they can just pop up whenever. There's like a kind of shrimp that does that. They can just pop up in any place because their eggs can completely dry out and go completely dormant, and then they can pop back the moment you get
Well,
water
it's like
to
a
them.
little seed
Yeah.
for shrimp. It's shrimp seeds.
Shrimp seeds.
Oh, I
It
like
was the
that.
weirdest thing to know. I was
I
like,
grow
wow,
my
that's
own
interesting.
shrimps
But
Wow.
seeds.
Shrimp seeds.
shrimp seeds.
It's for the really small shrimps.
Yeah, with little babies.
What's that? There's another kind of insect that's like a shrimp. I don't know if it's a shrimp, but it uses its arms.
Oh, yeah.
And light actually happens from it because it goes so fast. It rips the water apart and the water slaps back together, and it actually creates light. So if you slow it down, you can see them, and they're like super fast.
Well, didn't they measure the
whip underwater?
the-
It's a shrimp that does it?
Yeah,
It's a shrimp, I think,
And didn't
yeah.
they measure the impact
They're like
of the
ninjas
hit?
or something.
They measure the impact of
What's
the
the
hit,
impact of the hit?
and it's like massive. It's like it's just a hammer slam.
I mean, it is like
From like a little thing?
yeah, tiny little thing, and it has these little arms that just go wham, and I mean,
Yeah.
they're
They
not-
wear
So, like,
little
they give
black
you bruises?
masks. They have
I
the
don't-
little
I don't know if they
ninja
attack
feet,
people, but-
ninja feet coverings and
Sounds
stuff.
like a construction zone.
Yeah, they wear the little socks with the toe.
But yeah, they split the water apart when they.
Wow, that's
In
so
fact,
cool.
it's the coolest thing to watch.
It's awesome that creates light.
Yeah, at night you can see the light flashes because it's kind of interesting.
Well, I think before we finish up here, real quickly, we still have that sale going on our shop. It is, I believe, isn't it 15% off or something
Off
like
of everything
Yeah.
through Tuesday.
through Tuesday. So today and tomorrow it's still going on. If you're still eyeballing stuff in the shop, what's going on over for?
I'm sorry. Somebody said Tuesday, and I always think of I'll gladly pay you on Tuesday for a hamburger today. Wimpy.
Hamburger. It's I would like to buy a hamburger. I would like to buy a hamburger.
Well, that's Steve Martin.
That's Steve Martin.
I'm thinking of
From
Wimpy
Pink
off
Panther.
of Popeye.
Yeah, we were.
No, I was going somewhere else.
And also, too, shout out to our patrons. Thank you so much for supporting our family. And if you're interested in maybe supporting us, $1, $2, or whatever, the link down there will be in the description. We really appreciate that as well.
Helps us to get more content out, to buy equipment and things that we might need to be able to get a nice podcast or a nice, weekly peak or whatever we tend to be working on.
For sure. So we really appreciate that. And just for stopping in and talking with us and listening and partaking in the conversation. Is that word, partaking in a conversation?
You can partake.
Seems like more foodish when you partake in something.
Partake of food.
Partake of food.
What does
Partake in
partake mean?
food.
Take, I understand. Par is what?
Maybe part.
Equal
Like
taking.
you just take a part of it,
I
maybe?
keep
It's a golf
derailing
thing.
myself.
Is
A
it
golf
thing?
par?
Par
Oh,
is
a
equal.
par.
Whoa.
All right. Well,
Or
thank you
rap backwards. So just,
A rap. A rap at about a par.
Oh, rap. Well,
And
that's
speaking of a rap, it is a rap. Is that where you were going with that? There we go. Anyway,
Nice
thank you so
one.
much for being a part of our family, and we look forward to hanging out with you on Friday for another weekly peek. Bye.
Bye.